Season 5, Episode 8, Royalties, Licensing, and Toll Booths. In the previous episode, we explored real assets, land, infrastructure, and physical capital embedded in the systems that support everyday economic life. These assets generate income because people use them. Buildings are rented, pipelines transport energy, communication networks carry data. Each time the system is used, the owner receives a small payment. But there is another category of assets that operates in a slightly different way. Instead of owning the physical infrastructure itself, the investor may own the rights connected to economic activity. Rights that allow the owner to receive payment whenever something is produced, used, or sold. These structures are often referred to as royalties or licensing agreements, and they represent one of the more elegant ways capital can generate income. Consider the example of natural resources. In many regions, the landowner does not necessarily extract the oil, gas, or minerals beneath the surface. Instead, an energy company or mining company performs that work. But the landowner may still retain the rights to a portion of the production. Each time resources are extracted and sold, a percentage of the revenue flows back to the owner of the royalty rights. The landowner does not need to drill the wells or operate the equipment. Their role is simply to own the rights connected to the production. The same principle appears in many other areas of the economy. A songwriter may receive royalties each time a song is streamed or performed. A patent holder may receive payments when a company uses a protected invention. A software developer may license a program to thousands of businesses that rely on it every day. In each case, the owner has created or acquired a right that allows them to collect a small payment whenever the underlying activity occurs. And that activity may continue for many years. Because of this structure, royalty-based assets often behave like economic toll booths. Imagine a bridge that connects two busy areas. Each time a car crosses the bridge, a small toll is collected. The bridge itself required significant investment to build. But once it exists, the owner collects revenue simply because the bridge enables movement. Royalty assets operate on a similar principle. They collect small payments from the flow of economic activity. Production, usage, distribution, intellectual property. Each time the activity occurs, the owner receives a share. For investors, this behavior can be attractive for several reasons. Royalty structures often require less direct involvement than operating businesses. The owner may not need to manage daily operations. Instead, the income is tied to the volume of activity taking place. If production increases, royalties may increase. If usage grows, the payments may grow as well. But like every form of capital deployment, these assets come with their own dynamics. Royalty income often depends on the success of the underlying activity. If a natural resource becomes less valuable or production declines, royalty payments may fall. If a patented technology becomes obsolete, licensing income may diminish. And in many cases, the rights themselves have defined time horizons. Patents expire. Licenses end. Resources are eventually depleted. Understanding these limitations is important. Because while royalty structures can produce long-lasting income streams, they are still tied to the economic realities of the activity they depend on. What makes them distinctive is their position within the economic system. They sit slightly above the operational layer. They collect payments not by running the activity, but by owning the rights connected to it. This places them in an interesting position between ownership and participation. The owner benefits from the success of the activity without necessarily managing the process itself. And for that reason, royalty-based assets have sometimes been described as one of the closest things in investing to an economic toll booth. They collect small payments quietly and repeatedly as the world continues moving forward. But not every investment opportunity arises from simple economic structures like ownership, lending, or rights to activity. Some investments are far more complex. They involve multiple layers of financial engineering, private markets, or specialized strategies. And while these investments often carry compelling narratives, their true behavior can be much harder to understand. That's where we'll turn next.